Hey superstars, it's a great day at Wedevx. Today we will learn how to write our first Java program. There are certain rules and Java syntax that we need to follow in order to successfully run our first Java program. But today we will not try to understand every single syntax rule there, how they are used and what they do. Because our teaching style is to make sure we are focusing on a very tiny topic at a time. So I will ask you guys today to just memorize certain things by heart. But rest assured, we will come back to those topics when we are ready to dive deeper into Java. Okay, before we jump into writing our first Java program, we have to learn certain special characters that are used in Java coding. The first one is opening curly brace. Second one is a closing curly brace. Third one is an opening parenthesis. Fourth one is a closing parenthesis. Fifth one is an opening square bracket. Sixth one is a closing square bracket. Next one is our double quotes. And the last one is a semicolon. Let's jump into writing our first Java program now. Open your code editors at Wedevx.co platform. Okay, now you will have the screen. You can change the colors to black theme or bright theme. Okay, in the first line, as I mentioned earlier, guys, we have to follow a specific Java syntax in order to run our Java program successfully. The first line, we will always start with a keyword, Java keyword called public. When you are typing public, you have to make sure you are spelling each character in a lowercase. So just making public, starting it with a capital P, will not work. This is because Java is a case-sensitive programming language. Okay, so you have to follow specific cases, lowercase or uppercase. Now, public is written in all lowercase characters, letters. Now, after public, we put a single space. Okay, now after this single space, we write a word called class. Now we have public class. Just like with public, we have to follow the cases. Class is also a Java reserved keyword that we need to spell out all lowercase letters. Okay, after a class, we can write a name of this class, and that's gonna be main. Within Wedevx platform, we will always name our classes as main. This is for some limitations of a web-based application. Okay, so once we write a main, now we do put opening and closing curly braces. This is very important, guys. Don't worry about, again, trying to understand what these curly braces do, what classes mean, and what public means yet. As I mentioned, just focus on memorizing the order and the words to be able to write them anytime by heart in the same specific order. Okay, now once we have our curly braces, inside curly braces, give couple spaces just to make your code easy to read and kind of nice and neat, which will always be the challenge, but we will get there slowly. Now in our second line, we have to write our public static void main, the parentheses, string, square brackets, arcs, and the opening and closing curly braces. Okay, let's type it out. Public static void main, opening parentheses, closing parentheses, and inside these parentheses we have to type string. Now very tricky, guys. Now we are used to writing everything in a lowercase, but for the string is always starts with a capital S. If you try to write the string in a lowercase, it's not gonna work. Okay, it's gonna give a compile time error, which means your Java won't work. Java program won't run. Now after string, we give a square brackets, a pair of square brackets, opening square bracket and a closing square bracket, and type args. All right, now put an opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. Hit enter and make sure you have few spaces. So if you start right under the U, under public, I think that should be pretty good code stylistically. Now we type system. System is also spelled out with a capital S in the beginning. You cannot write a system with a lowercase s. This is a very popular mistake beginners make when they are writing their first Java program. Okay, system dot lowercase out dot print ln. Okay, print ln, you write everything in a lowercase. Now make sure that there are no spaces after this dot. There is no spaces before the dot. There is no space between print and ln. There is no space after ln. Okay, spaces are also a biggest reason why a lot of beginners have trouble running their code successfully. Okay, now inside we have an opening parenthesis again and a closing parenthesis. Now inside this parenthesis, we have to have a pair of double quotes. Now in the double quotes, once we have the pair of double quotes, inside double quotes, we're gonna write hello v dev x. Okay? All right, now we are almost ready to finish our first Java program. Now first we have to, the last thing, the last piece, last character we have to put is a semicolon. Okay, after system out println hello dev x inside a double quote, and right after the closing parenthesis we have to finish our statement. All right, now semicolons are like periods in writing an English sentence. You finish your sentence with a period. In Java, you finish your statement with a semicolon. Okay, now everything looks good and we are ready to run our program. But how do we run it? At Wedevx platform, in the bottom right corner, you have this green Run Code button, which is right here. You can hit on this button and then it's gonna start compiling the code, and then it will bring the result right here. Hello Wedevx and an exclamation mark. All right, now this window, this entire window that just popped up after we hit the run button is called console. Now console is a place where we will always see the results of our program. And with that, congratulations, DevXer, you've wrote your first Java program. Let's go.